Hi there, Stampers. This is Lisa with Queen Bee Creations, and I'm here today again with another Facebook Live. And today we're going to be working on this new fancy fold card. It's a really simple fold that gives it a little bit of extra flair. I kind of like extra flair. I don't know why, but fancy fold cards have always been a favorite of mine, and I want to teach you how to make this one. So we're going to be using the Let It Ride stamp set. This is something that's in the Occasions catalog. So this became available in January. It is our new cling mount stamp set, so it's extra sticky and will stick to your blocks well. And so let's go ahead and get started. There we go. Okay, so now we're down on the workspace, and this is the card we're going to be making today. And it's really fairly simple. I started out with a card base in soft suede. And this one is actually 5.5 by 6 7/8, and then we're scoring it at 4 1/4. So that's going to give you this little fold over. And so that's the card base. For the inside, I have just a standard layer that is 4 inches across by 5 1/4. And then I have this little piece that's going to be 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And then on one side I scored it at 2 3/4. And so that's going to give us this fold here. And what that's going to do is tuck between these two layers. And so that's what's going to give us our fold. For our layers, I have just a standard piece of crumb cake, so 5 3/8 by 2 1/2. And then this piece is 2 3/8 by 5 1/4. And so that's going to go fit right inside there. This gives us an 1/8 inch border all the way around here, and then the soft suede will be an 1/8 of an inch border around that. For the inside of this, here I have a piece that is 2 5/8 by 3 3/8. And then I've just got some little scraps that I have here. These I actually used the framelits frosted bouquet because I love these little nested frames that come in this set. It has the 2 of them. And actually, if you don't have this set, you know, it's really easy to just cut the rectangle and then just snip the corners. So if you don't have them, don't feel bad. You can go ahead and still do this card with that frame. You'll just be cutting a rectangle and then snipping the corners. Now, this was a little bit big when I played with it. I didn't like the way this fit. I mean, I liked the shape, but it was too tall for my image. So what I did is I stuck it back into the Big Shot. Hi, Jerry. So here's the Big Shot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these little frames, and I've already cut it out once, but then I'm going to cut it out a second time by just moving it up. And so this allows me to get kind of the same image, but a different size. So I'm going to put this one on here. And this will work with a lot of different shapes. Okay, so here I have just cut them down. So now they will layer on top of each other and just be smaller. So we'll play with that. Oops. That's something flying. Didn't mean to do that. Now again, they are just rectangles, and so if I don't have this exactly the way I want it, it's really easy to just come in with the paper snips and just trim it down a little bit. But this is going to be for our sentiment. On here, like I said, I'm using this Let It Ride stamp set. And so I'm going to use the horse head and some soft suede ink. And again, I'm using my grid paper to make sure that I'm straight. So that when I come down to stamp, if I keep my paper straight on the grid lines and then the stamp block straight on the grid lines, there's a good chance I'm going to be straight. It's not guaranteed, but there's a good chance. But that's why we always stamp before assembling, because if there's a boo-boo, you can just flip it over and stamp on the other side. On the inside, I used the larger horse, the one that was running. And he was a little big for what I wanted, so I'm going to go ahead and let it hang off the edge. And then I have the sentiment that's going to go on the inside. Live as if someone left the gate open. And then on the outside, I'm going to use Go For It. And I'm stamping it a little bit high because I thought it looked kind of lonely all by itself. And there were these trees that came in the set. And so I'm just going to take these trees and stamp them across the bottom. Again, just hanging off the edge. And then again, I thought it was a little bland, so I'm going to sponge the edges. Let's see. Let's use soft suede. These are our sponge daubers. And I'm just coming in at an angle and just dragging along the edge. Oops. My fingers are a little bit inky. Okay. And one more piece, we're going to do this one. Now you could leave it, it actually looks really pretty just leaving it stamped in the outline. It doesn't have to be colored in. I chose to color it in with the Stampin' blends. I just happen to be a little bit addicted to them. I love the Stampin' blends. But you can go either way. Like I said, my fingers got a little bit inky, and so what I'm going to do is I have what we call a sand eraser. You can buy these at just the art store or off of Amazon. But it allows for these little light marks that you can kind of sometimes get with your fingers. It allows you to not totally get them off, but definitely make them less noticeable. And then I can go ahead and start assembling our card. Okay, bring in our other pieces. Okay, so like I said, we're going to put this one onto here. And so what I'm going to do is line this up with the fold and then try to center it. So we're going to go back to finishing up our card. I had just attached the little flap onto our interior piece, and then I'm going to insert that into the middle of the card base. Oops, and I cut it a little bit big. I tried to recut pieces because it cut me off and I didn't know it, so I apologize. Wanted to get back on here before you all thought I abandoned you for no reason. Okay, so here's the horse head. You can leave this just stamped in the outline. I really kind of like it. Just the plain outline stamp. It's really pretty and it doesn't require coloring. You can color it if you'd like to. I like to color with our Stampin' blends, and so I chose to do that. You don't have to. It looks just as good without it. This is the Wood Textures Designer Series paper. I thought it went very well with the horse because it gives us kind of a barn look feel. Oops, come on. So here we'll just attach the sentiment. And so there it is, finished up. This is a card we made. This one, like I said, I've left it with the outline as is. This one I colored with crumb cake markers. Oops. And this one I colored with soft suede. Hi, Dawn. If you missed part one, it's out there. I apologize. Somewhere in the middle, I lost internet connection. So these are the cards that I made today. I hope that you like them and that you give it a try. It'll obviously be on my blog, queenbeecreations.net. Newsletter, I'm going to be announcing the other products that are for sale and some great things that we have coming up. And obviously I give you guys some great specials of my own. There is the chance to earn crown rewards so that you can earn some free product by being one of my special shoppers. And you also get a chance to, by ordering from me, you will be added to the Facebook VIP group where I upload lots of extra additional hints and tips and tutorials and lots and lots of PDFs. So if you like free stuff, you want to go ahead and place an order with me, and then you will find that out on Facebook. So again, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you next Monday. Thanks. Bye.